Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Today we are going to give our thoughts on the Ooku event. So, last night or yesterday we finally finished the Ooku event, and usually we would give our thoughts when we finish the event, but unfortunately it was, our stream yesterday went for, it was like 4 hours long.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah, so it was like something like 5 a.m. yesterday. We're like, I don't know if this is the best time to talk about the Ooku event. So, today we are going to be talking about the Ooku event that we just finished, and I'm going to be rolling a bit for Kama as well. So,
yay!
I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably roll for Kama a bit first, and then we will talk. How does that sound?
I think that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally 23 hours left of the event left, so I'm kind of hoping to get some CEs so I can play some of those nodes.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, all the ones that I have left are those ones with the cushions where you can like farm the mats. Because I haven't played them because I just opened them up
through them once.
Because I just opened them yesterday, right? I'm like, if I'm gonna roll, I might as well have CEs.
That's true. I was gonna say how it's kind of a waste almost that you're rolling on like the last day, but hey, you know, we have our reasons for that.
Yeah, and anybody that has followed so far knows that I didn't really expect to roll, or at least my plans to roll were for LB4, but you know, I really like Kama in this event, so might as well roll. I mean, her banner is only here for a little bit longer, so actually I kind of wonder when it ends.
It should end with the event.
Oh, but we did get this one, 13 million downloads campaign.
Yes, that's true.
We
Log
finally
in every
got this
day.
one. Yeah, I mean, and we finally got those interlude quests that give us more sync words, so that's nice.
And I believe at the end of the login period we get 10 tickets.
I think so.
Which is pretty sweet.
So it seems like her banner is till the 5th. So I guess that's
interesting.
That's till the end of the. That's a reset.
Today. That's today.
So in a few hours, more than a few, it'll end. But anyways, yeah. So I'm only planning on rolling 300 quartz for her. If she doesn't come, then that's fine. But because, you know, like I said, I am saving for LB4 Part 2. That's all I can give for her. But she does come back next year, so I guess there's that.
Yep, there's a second chance.
Yeah, we'll roll a bit, and then we'll talk about our thoughts on the Ooku event. So let's just go. I feel like I haven't rolled in a long time, so...
Yeah, honestly, it really does feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, so, well, we'll see what we get. Hopefully she'll come early, hoping that she does. Alright, let's go. I think I have to go to... Alright,
if you get her early, that'd be nice, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can pray. We can pray. You know, get her, what, in my first 10 roll?
Really
that would be... Yeah, me too, actually. I really like this one, too.
You know, I mean, usually they say, in my opinion, the nicest CE for, you know, the 5-star one, but I feel like this time they really chose a really nice one. I think because we generally don't have a lot of patience, I'll let maybe the first few rolls go through the full way, and then we'll kind of speed things up. Okay. Yeah.
Or we can watch them all till the end. I don't really mind, I suppose. But, yeah, the last time I rolled for, like, actually rolled for a servant was, and got them was, all the way back in New Year's, actually. It was, Old Lee.
Oh, that's right, you did roll for Old Lee. I was thinking, like, Jinxi Huang or something was the last time you rolled.
No.
But yeah, it was Old Lee.
Old Lee was the last time I really... Well, not really rolled, because that was still tickets too, but, like, really rolled was Jinxi Huang. And then, yeah. Between New Year's till now, I don't think I've gotten a new servant yet, so...
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just going to be that one CE, and then it'll kind of be bottom of the barrel. It kind of
It kind of
has that feeling.
Like it, but, well, I mean, it's still a 5-star CE, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. I would actually like some more Parvatis, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
Because I only have her at NP1, so...
Okay. I mean, she's a really great farmer. So
yeah.
I mean, her skills up.
Her skills... Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. But we can read the CE. Yeah. Alright, here we go. The echo of the attendant's commanding voice throughout the chamber signals that it's time for the princess to leave for her pilgrimage. While the hairpins, rouge, and outfits may all be splendid, the most lustrous presence is the traveling princess herself. I guess the traveling princess must be Marie. Alright.
Definitely seems like it.
Alright, let's keep on going. Hopefully this role will be a little bit better, but you never know.
I hope you can get Kama though, because she's
I mean, nice. I would really like her as well. Obviously, that's why I'm rolling, but you know, if she doesn't come, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Next year she's coming, I think we mentioned right before the anniversary, so that's a time to look forward to again.
Yeah. That is true. Now is a pretty good time to get her if you really want her.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I really want to roll for Waiver, because he's getting a rate up really soon. But, that's true. You know, whatever. It's fine. I've been waiverless for almost 4 years. It's okay.
At this point, yeah. But I mean, I kind of wanted to talk about, you know, why you waited to roll until now. I mean, obviously, you were saving, right?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes that, like, with new servants, you don't always know them, and even though they're very popular, right?
Especially since Kama is a pseudo-servant.
Yeah, you... Like, at least for me, I like to, you know, go through the event and just find out who they really are.
Yeah, wow, this could have been an event CE, sorry.
It really could have been.
But yeah, go on.
Which I feel like, you know, sometimes it kind of sucks because then, like, you know, you have to wait till you finish the event or get close to finishing the event until you know, feel like, you know what, I think I want to roll for this servant, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind that because, I mean... A lot of servants I don't really have too much attachment to, but it's through the story, right, that makes me want to get them, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the case for a lot of them. Oh!
Oh, this could be it, Kama?
No! Hey! Alright, thank you so much, Kama. I guess, are we done? I didn't think it'd be this fast. I didn't even get Parvati. I only got 1 event CE.
You got 2. You got the 3-star one.
Did I? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Phew.
Is this the second roll?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, nice.
NP2, comma, no, not no. Yay, well that happened. But no, NP2, comma, man, I actually really want, where is she? Kiara?
You could spend the rest of your 300 on Kiara.
I don't really want Scheherazade though. I was really waiting for her solo rate up day.
Oh.
But, I'll throw 110 roll at her, I guess, since Kama came so fast.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna save the rest, because, you know, LB4 won't roll itself,
That's
so...
true.
Well, thanks,
congrats.
Kama.
You got what you came for.
Yeah, really. Alright, here we go. Maybe I can get the 4-star CE. I still really like the 4-star CE, too, so I'd like that. But... anyways, we were talking about, okay, wow, Waver, you really could have been the 4-star CE. But, yeah, we were talking about, you know, reading the events to learn more about the servants, and, you know, Sakura is a character that I like, and, you know, while I like pseudo-servants and those things, you know, sometimes you just need to read more about them or see more about them to really get, into them and attach to them, whatnot. And, yeah, reading this event really just made me want Kama because I really like her personality. I think she's really fun. And, you know, we'll talk a bit more about that in our yes, finally.
Nice.
I feel like this shouldn't have been so hard, but anyways, but yeah, because of that, um, yeah, I really enjoyed Kama a lot, and like I said, we'll talk more about her in a bit, about why I like her so much and why I, willingly broke my saving streak for Kama, really, because I started saving all my Saint Quartz since last January, and I only plan to use my quartz for 2 servants. One was Achilles, and the other was for Qin Shi Huang, and Kama was honestly the unexpected one, right? She was a servant that I'm like, I want, but like, I'll go for her like next year type of deal, right?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, obviously because I got her early, but besides that, right? I was okay with doing this, right? All right, I feel like this is about the end of the roll. Although I would like more Yagyu, just saying, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
All right, well, there we go. I guess we'll just read this one for the sake of it. Alright, the rain stops and a rainbow arcs over the sky. As your gaze turns up to the sight of fluttering cherry blossoms, you spy a lone girl. It's probably not the light alone that blinds you. Honestly, I really, 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 really like the CE.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's so, like, pastel-y, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah. I feel like almost a different sense of, beauty between this one and the Marie one.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, do you want me to level up?
Yeah, you might as well level her up. You have no one else to level up, so you might as well do it.
Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly level her up, and then we can talk about the event. I kept these foes for her just in case, but I'm like, if I don't get her, I'm like, I guess I could foe somebody else.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll start by foeing her first.
Yeah, do that.
Wow, level 2. Okay, this... Oops, my bad. I was gonna say, that pouting face of hers was pretty cute, though.
I'm not that happy that you gave me foes.
Oops. Well, anyways. Do we want to get started on talking about the event? If not, I'm just going to
I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready too, so... Alright, we might as well give our overall thoughts to the event, and I'll just level up Kama on the side.
Sure.
Oh. Yay! Sorry.
Well, I think it's no surprise that we both really enjoyed this event. I mean, the fact that, like you said before, you broke your saving streak for Kama.
Yes.
I think says a lot about how much we, enjoyed it. I will say I feel like just in general, the storytelling in this event I thought to be one of the best in FGO.
Yeah, I completely agree. Honestly, yeah.
Some events can be a little bit hit or miss, or not even just events, some of the stories can be a little bit hit or miss, but I feel like this one, it really had, I don't know, there was something to it that maybe because it was so serious or whatnot, there was just something about the execution of this event that was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree in saying that, in the writing department and the lore department, it was really great. But I was thinking about it for a really long time. Like, what makes this one so special? Maybe it's nature, right? It's a little bit more adult, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I'm comparing it to, obviously, our resident punching bag of Agartha.
Right.
And, how that one tried to be kind of sexy and it was just kind of awkward and weird. Whereas this one, it really felt, more forbidden almost, right? To me.
Yeah.
And it definitely conveyed that atmosphere a lot better than, Agartha or whatnot. And, that whole type of vibe, which I actually really, really enjoyed, right? That they were able to convey, right? Because I feel like a lot of the whether it's the singularities or the lost belts or the, pseudo-singularities, they all kind of have fairly similar tones, especially like, you know, maybe the earlier ones and then the later ones, you know, a sense of dread, for example, in the later ones, you know, but they're all, not to say similar stories in any way, but it's a similar feeling, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this one has a completely unique feeling of its own, right?
I think something that sets this one apart is, you know, like LB1, we're dealing with pretty much all adult characters, right? In LB2 and 3, we had our resident sad child in the Lost Belt or whatever that, you know, we feel bad for.
Yes.
And a lot of our time is spent with that young child.
Right.
And in something like Salem, I feel like it was fine because Abby was a very important part of the story. But, like, for those other ones, it was like, oh, we're hanging around this village and they can't do anything. Whereas in this event, you know, we had, like, Tsubone and we had Matsudaira, who were very important to the story. And actually, they served a purpose.
Exactly.
In the end, besides, oh no, we have to be, you know, feel bad for you and stuff like that.
Right.
So, like, this event in general, like, the story, it seemed to have sort of, you know, trimmed the fat away, or, like...
There was every component was an essential component, which is what I really liked, right?
Yeah.
I honestly thought, you know, characters like Matsudaira or whatever would be kind of, the resident NPC bad guy that kind of just was there and, you know, not really that important, right? Almost like in, say, Shimoso, you have the two kids, Tasuke, and I don't even remember what the girl's name is anymore.
Onui.
And Onui, where they kind of didn't really serve too much of a purpose besides, you know, somebody to protect. And I almost thought initially, until the end, which we reached yesterday, where he was just I follow, you know, the bad guy, or, you know, Kama for the sake of it, you know, and I almost thought he would be that character, but he really wasn't, right? And I was really happy about that when when he got through to, you know, his part at the end.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, no, every part was essential, and even the minor characters all shown in their own way, which was honestly really great, right?
Yeah.
I think Kasuga no Tsubone and Matsudaira are two of them. Like, they shone almost even more than some of the other characters like Matahari and Scheherazade, even though, of course, they as well did important things, right? And that's honestly quite surprising, right?
Especially for an NPC character.
Exactly, for two NPC characters.
Yeah.
Right?
I think Tsubone was really interesting to me because, you know, obviously, till the end of the story, we never got to see what, you know, Tsubone even looked like.
Right.
And, you know, you have people saying, and even myself, like, oh, like, you know, if she comes, I'd be pretty happy to roll for her, you know? Because I think her writing was that good. She served her purpose really well. And the narrative really well.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to finish leveling her up. Do you mind?
No.
Alright.
I feel like you should have finished leveling her up first before talking, but anyways.
Alright, then I'm just gonna quickly just give her cards and then... But yeah, no, Tsubone, I think, is almost a unique NPC because it's not a lot of times where we even get into the minds of other characters, but to get into the minds of the NPC, and we actually got that as well for Matsudaira, where we got his line of thinking, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting, right? And we got other viewpoints as well. I'm pretty sure we got Kama's viewpoint. We got Kiara's viewpoint a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Especially at the... Well, yeah, not just at the end, but
throughout. And honestly, I really enjoyed it because this form of storytelling that they did in this event, you know, with all the flashbacks, and we got to see the Shogun's points of view as well, right? Was really effective.
And just how they were affected by Kama, right? And, you know, her sweet talking, right? You know, it showed how she came to be, I guess, or this, you know, not singularity, but like this Ooku came to be.
Just have her quickly ascend.
Yeah.
We'll talk over her again. Alright, but back to it. What were we talking about again? Oh, right. We were talking about points of views and the flashbacks.
I can't really remember any other event stories or stories in general in FGO where they used the flashbacks or the flashes into the future, I guess, for them so effectively. Right? Obviously, with Tsubone sort of interfering with them at the end, I feel like made them even more important. Because, you can say that, she affected those other shoguns and she was enabling them and stuff, but it's one thing to show how like a character like Tsubone can combat that, right?
Oh, she needs to send them, like, do I not have any more EXP? I'm like, what's going
on?
Definitely
do.
But yeah, definitely. I guess, overall thoughts, it's pretty obvious already, but I really, really enjoyed this event. This is probably one of my most favorite events so far. Like, I don't even know which event I would put over this one, right? Besides maybe like a gag event or something, right?
I actually really liked Gura Gura 3, but this one's kind of different. I don't know.
Well, I guess maybe because it's more like a 0.5 type of thing.
Yeah, it could be.
We suddenly started talking over again. Yeah. Alright, sorry. Alright, but yeah, no, I really, really, really like this one, and it's hard to stress how much I like it, besides saying really all the time. But, yeah, so I guess we might as well just talk about, our favorite parts with the characters, I suppose. Like, we can talk about, reoccurring characters, we can talk about... Wow, she really likes the success or super success.
She likes you a lot.
We can talk about, well, we talked a little bit about Tsubone already. We can talk more about Kama, that type of deal. How do you want to go about this?
I think we can just... We can talk about Kama.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. She's the main,
Yeah.
Character. Is she the main character? Well, not really, but sort of, yeah.
To be honest, I actually kind of want to talk about Parvati first.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, Parvati, she got introduced the year before, I believe. Yeah, I didn't roll last year, right? Was it the year before?
Something like that.
I don't remember, but she came and she didn't really have much role in anything, right? And, you have that little kind of trial thing with her, from what I remember, in Fuyuki or something. Get her costume and stuff as well. And that was pretty much it for a really long time.
Right.
I feel like it was partially because, there was a lot of negative reception towards Parvati.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, on the JP side, where, she kind of looks like Borika, and, she doesn't really encapsulate Sakura for all of who she is, right?
Right.
And, Sakura is very nice, and Parvati is very nice. But, there's obviously that other underbelly side of Sakura that's very not Parvati, right?
Not nice.
Yeah. And by bringing Kama in, obviously this was the Sakura face that everybody wanted, right?
Right.
And I really do like how they addressed Parvati and Kama, right? Parvati took the nice side, and Kama took the not so nice side.
Yeah.
And, to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say satisfy both, but, to fill in that gap that I think people were kind of missing, right? And, Parvati, I feel like it's too bad that we could only see her up till now, because I feel like she's, well, not just very nice, because obviously she is.
Yeah.
But, we really just get to spend more time with her, more than the, hey, I'm Fuyuki, and look at all these other Fuyuki servants, right?
Yeah.
And, like, me hanging out with, I think it was Hassan
Ryder.
or something, and Ryder, like, who cares?
I mean, I thought it was nice when it was
nice,
there,
but it's not really, you know,
Yeah, it
in the
wasn't a
grand
lot.
scheme of things, it's not really anything.
Yeah, it was
right?
It's a trial quest, right?
Exactly.
It's short, it's sweet,
And
it's nice.
so, I mean, it was like to celebrate Heaven's Feel or something, something along those lines. And so, finally being able to see Parvati and
In
have
action.
her do something,
right,
to me was very, very nice to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Kama has some beef with her, and she's like, yeah, well, that's okay, but, like, you know, still stop Kama, right? And, you know, I really, how to say it? The parts where they were talking about love and, like, you know, their different forms of love and whatnot, and how they show and give their love, how Tsubone was saying how Parvati reached out a hand to her, even as a soul, and, you know, that, in a sense, to Tsubone at least, was, like, in her own mind, like, a pure sense of love, right?
Yeah.
Because it was for nobody's benefit, really, except for Tsubone, obviously,
right,
but out of the kindness of her heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's, you know, like, these type of things where we don't see in Parvati because we've never seen her, right?
Yeah.
And having the parallel between Parvati and Kama, I thought was very nice.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel that's sort of the same for a lot of very underutilized servants and, frankly, not very popular ones. You know, they don't always get a chance to shine, but when they do, people are like, oh wow, I never realized you were such a great character, or whatnot. Like, I mean, let's bring Salem back into it again. Did you think that, you know, like, Matahari, Neja, Sanson, they never really had any screen time.
His little thing in Orleans, I guess.
Right? Until then, and it's a shame, because, I mean, I guess that's the problem with such huge casts in FGO, like, they can't have everyone all the time, but, I mean, for, let's say, summer or whatnot, it's not likely you're seeing a lot of these, underrepresented characters, right?
Right.
And I'm really glad that Parvati has an event like this to show who she really is as a character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna send
go for it.
But yeah, I totally agree. And, you know, some characters, you know, Matahari has had a little bit of screen time in the past, you know, Salem.
Yeah.
But Scheherazade, besides her
besides
Agartha, self, you know, I want to talk about her as well.
Yeah,
but, you
for
know,
sure.
Just let Kama talk.
We definitely need to talk about her.
Alright, well, anyways, but yeah, some other characters like Scheherazade, I thought, you know, while her screen time wasn't much, I still thought that she was effective, and that's the most important thing, right?
I think also she just really suffered from her appearance in Agartha, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, myself included, who really did not like her.
Yeah, it's like the best part of Agartha in my mind is Wu Zetian, and wow, she did not really do anything either, right? Like, it's nothing to really be...
And that's the thing, like, that's why I like when events can revisit characters, right? Like Scheherazade, and, you know, give her, you know, something else. Because I remember, you know, being visibly, you know, happy that she got, you know, character development and stuff. And because she found something that maybe she wanted to protect other than her life, right?
Right.
Which was really nice to see.
Exactly, yeah. Because I guess the thing is about her is that, obviously, prior to this event, not to say that her desires to live were selfish, but obviously she wants to live for herself, I guess you could say. It's very self-preservation, right? And
that was her only
right, and that's what I mean by
yeah.
selfish. Not to say that wanting to live is selfish, but she's very focused on that aspect, right? Whereas this one, she has made bonds in Kalia, whatever. She wants to protect those times as well, right? And that scene with her at the end with Nito Chris, right? Nito's like, normally she would stop at this point, but she's still going because she wants to make up for that lost time, right? And her kind of getting over it because she has things to protect or things that she wants to protect. I really enjoyed. I mean, we picked up on it while we were going through the labyrinth ourselves, and we mentioned it. But honestly, I think that's really good for her, right? And I do hope that she keeps this characterization.
Yeah.
You can't always say for sure if they will, especially if, I don't know if they'll show up again, but assuming that she'll show up again, I do hope that she can put past some of her I don't want to die and kind of keep this side of her, because I really enjoyed it, right? I really like her when she's gaining more confidence and whatnot, and her pulling out the magic carpet and doing all those things was really nice, and her whole stealing aspect part. But yeah, I mean, parts with Matahari as well, using her NP to brainwash us to kind of get past that, I really liked. And
and I mean,
initially when I first saw them in, the part where like they're kind of brainwashed and you're like, hey, I'll be your attendant, I don't know, like go into my arms type of things, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, are these two kind of typecasted for their looks or what, right? But more so than that, they were able to, well, not just their looks, but they were also able to use their abilities to overcome, the predicament that they had. And obviously, them being the way that they are, it definitely helped not just facilitate the story, but facilitate, the action, right?
Yeah.
It's very important, I think, right? Because it's one thing if you have a servant that looks good, that's just there to, quote-unquote, be the attendant, right, to distract you. But it's another thing to have story relevance, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, same for Yagyu, to be honest.
Yeah.
In Shimosa, he was a bad guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But really, it was like, what was his deal, right? Like, who is he outside of that? We obviously know he's very good with the sword, but as far as we're concerned, he's an old man that, he fought in wars or something.
He trained the Tokugawa. That's kind of pretty much it,
and
right?
Besides his, like, I was tricking all of you, I'm actually evil, like, who was he really, right? And I feel like this event definitely helped explore him as well. So, yeah, not forgetting him, of course. I feel like many of the other characters that have been underutilized in the past, Yagyu definitely got that treatment as well. For expanding him somewhat. Even though he didn't talk that much, but I thought it was fine, because you don't necessarily have to be talkative to, show who you are.
I mean,
right?
He's obviously very devoted to our cause and devoted to the Tokugawa, right? So he's very determined to see things through to the end, and he's very determined to cut down his foe and whatnot. And seeing him contrast with Matsudaira, which, for the majority of the event we thought was a traitor or whatnot.
Or evil.
Basically
not with us.
Yeah, I thought was really nice, because, obviously Tsubone was very upset that Matsudaira was a traitor or whatnot. But, Yagyu didn't actually really say much of anything from what I remember.
No, I mean, he did. He was not happy about that
obviously,
either.
He's like, you were called Wise Izu, why would you do this, right?
Yeah.
But, he realizes that if they've, jumped ship, like, there's nothing you can really do, he's still going to cut through no matter what, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, at the end, when, when Matsudaira, tells of his plan with Tenkai, Lord Tenkai or whoever, then, he hesitates, but then at the same time, he knows that he needs this to go through. And I think that, while it's not an easy choice, it's a resolved choice that, of course, Yagyu would be the one to do, because I don't know if the rest of the cast of characters would have been able to, right?
Yeah, I think at that point it's like, obviously he's suffering.
Yeah.
He I think used parts of himself to create those Hanafuda cards, and so it was almost like ease his suffering, but also like,
don't put his sacrifice to waste.
Yeah,
almost.
but also he had to be killed as a traitor in order to get that sword to kill Tokugawa.
Right,
and
exactly.
that was very specific. But like, I thought that it was a good way to send off that character.
Yeah.
But also gain something that would help us, right?
Yeah.
One character that we didn't really talk about so far was Kiara. And honestly, I actually wrote this down yesterday because I thought we would get to our talk. I was not sure what her goals were
for a long time. For a long time, like, she was just kind of like, saying things to herself, like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna resist, doing things to Gudo and whatnot, and like just like kind of hanging back in the background. Oh, congrats, Kama! Thank you very much. She decided to bless my roles, and I am very happy. So while we're talking about the event, I'm just leveling her up. But anyways, yeah, Kiara, like, for the most part, she was just kind of like hanging in the back, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do things. But then she would have parts in the dialogue where it'd be like, I'm gonna remember this place,
right?
Or like, kind of like, why am I here? Almost, I felt like, and yeah.
So until
hang on, sorry, I did think that it was quite interesting though that. It didn't seem like anybody at Chaldea really remembered her.
Right, she kind of just went there herself.
Yeah,
almost.
I mean, maybe it could be a lead up from the Seraph event that I don't remember.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, because people were like, "You're a servant here."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm saving all out from here till Summer 4, rolling for both banners. Oh wow,
that's rough.
Good luck. Summer 4 is this year, so Musashi and Bunny Toria.
Yes, both are quite good.
Both are very good.
Good luck.
Good luck. We are saving for LB4.
Yes.
And then after that, probably the anniversary, which is not too far behind.
Yeah.
But anyways, what were we saying?
Kiara.
So, yeah, I mean, for a long time it was like, well, what are you doing here? And obviously with Kama's revelation of being a beast, she was like, I'm gonna be better than you!
And, you failure!
And then, Kiara, I from what it seems like in this event, she kind of wanted to, repay-ish for what she's done.
In some sense, but I was kind of like, what are her actual motivations for doing that? Like, why would she go out of her way to sort of help us, right? And I feel the end of the event was pretty telling. Right,
where she wanted to help people and save
torture
people. Well, yeah, besides that, it's one of the things that she has devoted herself to doing, even though it's in a bit of an unorthodox way.
Yeah.
But, it was one of her, I think, main purposes in life. That she continues to do. Save others and
in her own way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think obviously with beasts being more, I guess, important to the story, I'm really glad that we were able to, I guess, encounter more of them. Right?
That's true. But yeah.
Oh, wow, you got a lot
I
of
do
stuff.
I have 16 lores.
You've got so much QP. Holy! Can you give me some?
I wanted to.
I have like 3 mil.
No, I was keeping this for Ash. Okay, but
too bad.
Yeah, I'm like, I can farm doors, I guess, before he comes. But anyways, yeah, no. Kiara's part at the very end. I really like the conversation she had with Kama, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit more later.
Sure.
But yeah. We can talk about the new characters. Tsubone we talked a little bit about, but we can talk more about her. So, I thought that it was kind of interesting that, there would just be some random soul that was floating around until, we find out at the end that Kama basically used her wishes and her love for the Tokugawa to create her version of the Ooku, right?
Yeah.
And also because she's so close to the Tokugawa, that's how they got the upper hand in the end, right?
Right.
But I thought that it was interesting because, you thought that it was just some stray person that Parvati was helping. But like we mentioned before, every character plays a part. And I really, really enjoyed the part that Tsubone had to play. Because, she obviously has a deep connection with the Tokugawa.
Right.
Has a deep connection with a lot of the shogun as children and all of the other close retainers and attendants and whatnot. And, the part where she was even able to smack Gordolf out of Tokugawa-fication. Mm-hmm. She has a lot of character, and she has a lot of pride, right? That obviously came through, and
I think her characterization, despite, like we mentioned before, us not actually knowing what she looks like, honestly, it didn't even matter because, her writing was that good.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, the twist that, Kama was like, yeah, I used you, and like, not like it's your fault this all happened, but, kind of, twisting the knife there for her.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that made me feel really bad for her, right?
Yeah,
she
really
devoted a lot of herself to, like you mentioned, helping the Tokugawa, and really devoting her whole life to that.
Right.
And Kama exploited that, right?
Especially later at the end, she feels bad and almost feels guilty, like,
oh, I'm sure she felt guilty.
Because of me, the thing that I loved got destroyed, not only that, but put somebody she deeply cares about in harm, right? The Shogun and whatever, right? Like, because, there's parts in the story, the part about her that I really liked was, the part where she rose her hand against the Tokugawa Gordolf, and how Kama and everybody's like, how did she do that, right? And she's like, it's my place to set the Shogun straight, and if that means that I have to die to do that, I'll do it, right?
Yeah.
And if the Shogun understands my actions, then she won't be, right?
Or then she won't be killed.
Exactly, right? And because she cares so deeply about it, the sacrifice of her life is nothing compared to the direction of the Shogun and how they lead the country, etc.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I thought that resolve from her was very it
was really cool to see.
Cool and inspiring almost, right? Because
for sure.
she has a very strong vision of how she wants, or how the Ooku is, first of all, and how she wants the Shogun to be, so they can be the pillar that supports all of the whole country, right?
Right. Yeah. Matsudaira, I think we kind of talked about him enough already. Is there anything else you want to add for him?
I mean, like I said, it's not often that we get to see the inside of characters, and getting that one section that just stays in my mind is his whole thinking process, that whole section of the story.
Yeah.
That was really interesting to me, right?
Especially for a very minor character. Yeah.
Exactly, right? And like, to me, I mean, obviously I would like him to be loyal in the end, but right, it almost I don't want to say cheapens it a little bit, because he is so I don't want to say calculating, right?
Yeah.
But because he compares this to that and this to that, and shows,
like, I'm only choosing the outcome that is logical.
Is logical, right? And to me, going with Kama is logical because she's clearly the stronger one.
Yeah.
Right? At the time, right? Without his help. And so him saying, well, I was actually loyal
this whole time.
Since the very beginning, almost cheapened it a bit for me, but I still enjoyed it, so it's hard for me to say, right? I really like the twist they put on him at the end, but I also like him because, like, it's very calculated, right? This type of thing, because everybody was questioning him, but until the end, he strayed true to his path, and
but I mean, in some sense, though, like, because obviously he chose who he wanted to save, right? He obviously chose the right person.
Yeah.
So, to some degree, there is that as well, right?
Yeah.
His whole thought process with Tenkai,
yeah.
who we never got to see,
yeah.
which is fine. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of understand where you're going with that, maybe it kind of cheapened it a bit that, oh, I was loyal all along, right? Because, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, overall, I did like his character. I mean, he's not a character I think that would like benefit from like coming back or anything. But
no,
I think he definitely served his purpose in the story. Gave us a mini boss, vibe along the way, even though we never really got to fight him or anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, still serve the purpose of the story very well.
Alright, and onto the topic of the event, Kama.
Oh, we never got. Oh, yeah, Kama, sorry.
I mean, unless you want to talk about somebody else.
No,
we can talk about Gordolf and Xion first, but
No, we can talk about Kama.
Alright, but we can talk about Kama. So, I mean, we talked at length about Parvati. So, Kama, like I said then, I feel like was the Sakura face that everybody wanted. But I mean,
the dark side of her.
Right. But for me, that's not enough for me to want to roll for a character.
Right.
Especially if I have a target right afterwards. So what made me want to even roll for Kama, right? To break my saving streak for her. And, I talked about it several times while I was reading the Ooku event. I thought Kama, was really funny, right?
Right.
I thought her dialogue was
her dialogue
incredibly
was so
fun.
good. I think the dialogue in this story overall was very good.
Yes.
And, obviously the original writers behind this, did a good job. But I think the localization, the translators also did a fantastic job too. Like, working in those innuendos for
Kiara. Oh, yeah.
And, really giving Kama attitude.
Oh, yeah,
was
for sure.
really, really fun to read, and made her personality shine through.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't we read a whole bunch of these stories, and I haven't had as much fun reading a character's dialogue in a really long time. Kama is one of my new favorites. Obviously, Gordolf is one of my favorites. I think his dialogue is so funny.
Yeah.
And other characters like Jalter or whatnot when she's being funny. I think those are funny. So
Tsumbone I thought was really strong dialogue.
I know, but I'm talking about Kama right now. So
no, I know.
She kind of runs in that vein, right? And whenever we would reach a part with her, I would be excited. Obviously, not just because she brings story with her, but her herself is very funny. Not to say that her existence or anything is funny, but I just find her attitude.
Wow, her existence is funny.
No, I find
her existence is her. It's kind of sad.
Oh no,
it
is. It is. But her lines, she will just call you garbage, and I just laugh.
I know.
But yeah, so it's really those aspects about her that made me you know what, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean we've never really had many characters like Kama until now. I would say probably Jalter is the closest, but straight up you're trash is
yeah.
We haven't had that.
She doesn't really like any humans at all, but she'll still love them, which I thought was pretty interesting. I mean, the way that she contrasts with Kiara, right,
and the type of love that they give. But we can talk about that later.
They're quite opposite, but I liked how they, I guess, were able to show it off.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember if Kiara said this, and it's likely her, but she said something about Kama's love being a bit cold, right? And yeah, you can sort of see that. It's not a... She's like, I can accommodate to anyone.
Yay.
And everybody can feel loved.
Right, right.
But there's no real passion.
No passion behind it.
Right.
And how everybody was saying afterwards, if you give everybody love, love will kind of cease to exist, right?
Right.
And because the love of her, she doesn't actually really love you, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? In that, actual loving way. So her love is
sort of meaningless.
Kind of, right? But that's what she does.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I don't really know what I was gonna say, but I really like her a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes. The part about her I actually really enjoyed a lot was obviously character design.
Her
it's
character
very
design
good.
is top notch.
Oh yeah, and a lot of servants, have direct I guess nods to their lore and whatnot, but the part where obviously as one who's not familiar with her roots, the part where she's Shiva's third eye incinerated her, and because she got it was supposed to incinerate the universe and she got incinerated, she essentially was the universe. right?
Yeah, I thought that was
really cool. I'm like, if I ever get you
yeah.
Kama, you're not leaving your third ascension because you get the universe hair. Like,
Oh yeah,
because
I
thought that was
ascension in
that
JP2.
explanation was super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I really
These
thought
kind of leaps of logic are you're like, you know what, they still kind of make sense, you know?
Yeah, and even though she's kind of on fire and stuff, but you're like, yeah.
And I guess it makes sense why she can have, I guess, so many of her, right? So she can envelop the universe in a sense.
I mean, she is the universe, right?
Yeah.
So as many of her as the stars or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, no, I thought that was really...
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually thought that was really cool. Like, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, the whole...
Like, there's nothing that gets me more to wanting a servant than being cool. Like, all you have to do is be cool, and I'll probably want that servant.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, Kama, man, I feel like there's so much I want to say, but I don't know how to say it or even know what to say, right? So I guess we can just park her for now and just move on.
Sure.
Right? Because I don't want to be like, what do I have to say about Kama?
Kama's great.
Yeah,
we kind of already said that already.
Yeah, exactly. But
other characters?
I mean, we have Gordolf, who, like usual.
Typical Gordolf fashion gets, stuck,
yeah.
With the short end of the stick again.
But you know what? I actually really like Gordolf this time around, because, we go through the layers or the levels of the Ooku, and at the very beginning, we see Gordolf's mini adventure, as he gets more and more brainwashed and Tokugawa-fied. And by the end, obviously, he's Tokugawa Gordolf. But what I really liked was at the beginning, like, he could actually start fighting for himself, right? Because a lot of the times he's like, I need a servant, or especially at the beginning, the first few Lost Belts, he's like, I need a servant to be my bodyguard, right?
Yeah.
And where this one, he's thrown into it, obviously alone. He has a mystic code, and obviously these dolls are not super strong or anything.
Yeah.
But
he's still fending for himself.
Yeah, fends for himself, and he chooses to go deeper into the Ooku,
right?
To, I guess, find more about it. Because I feel like if it's a place that obviously is going down, wouldn't you want to go up?
I mean, obviously there were various temptations
obviously,
in the Ooku,
I found it interesting that he still decided to delve deeper, right? To find out what was at the end.
I mean, Gordolf has definitely come a long way since we first met him.
Right, because he's definitely a more cowardly person.
Right.
And I don't know if his curiosity is to the point he would, willingly throw away his life, let's just say, right?
No, definitely
and
not.
So, for him wanting to find out more, I thought was very interesting, because he wouldn't do that normally, right? So I think in a way Gordolf has also leveled up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously Kama took advantage of him, she, brainwashed him and then took over Chaldea, etc. But yeah, I mean, I really liked the role that Gordolf played as well. I mean, obviously he played a pretty important part in being Tokugawa and just showing us as, the player, just how bad being Tokugawa-fied was.
Right.
And obviously we felt the effects of it, near the end of the story, but it really goes to show having, Matahari and Scheherazade with us, as well as Kiara.
And Yagyu.
I mean, not so much Yagyu, but, how much they were able to help us not be Tokugawa-fied.
Right, and fend off the temptations.
Right, yeah. But on that note, Xion also really helped us too.
Yeah, I really like Xion in this one as well. I mean, there were some parts where I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of missing Da Vinci and I'm missing Holmes. I kind of want to see them, but obviously they're in the Ooku and, they're not going to be part of it.
Yeah,
but I really liked Xion's parts as well, because obviously we know she's very capable. She helped with the whole Chaldea base thing and everything. So we know she's very talented. But, having it just be her and Mash, I know Mash can't really do, all those program things and mystic code altering things, so it has to be Xion, right? And being able to do that on the fly and decoding everything that we've given her, and so that she can talk to us, like wow, she's so good.
I think it was a really great opportunity to throw Holmes and Da Vinci out of the story, because obviously they will be back for other Lost Belts and stuff, but it's a really great chance for us to really acquaint ourselves with Xion and what she is truly capable of, right? Because obviously we met her at the end of LB2, And, you know, she was with us for LB3.
A little bit.
Not much. You know, but now, this time, we really got to, you know, work with her.
Because, like, you
and
know,
just her alone.
Like,
well, I mean, Mash is there
LB
too,
1,
you know.
2, and 3, Sherlock and Da Vinci has been on the scene with us.
Right.
Whereas, when they're finally out of the picture, you know, we can let other casts shine. It's one of the main reasons why Mash is not here either, and why we don't see her for the majority of this event, actually, which I'm actually, not to say I'm happy about, but I am happy about, right? Because, you know, Mash is with us all the time, but it also lets us, you know, give the spotlight to, like we mentioned earlier, the underutilized characters.
Yeah.
Parvati, Scheherazade,
everybody in this
Matahari,
event.
everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And as much as we love you, Mash, as much as we love you, Sherlock and Da Vinci, like, you know, taking a backseat once in a while is okay, right? And yeah, no, I really, really like them. And
yeah, I mean, especially, you know, they are the mainstays to, you know, the core group. And yeah.
I mean, there's definitely other parts of this event that just made it even better. I mean, we talked about it, especially, I think, in our last stream yesterday, the art. Right?
Right. Yes.
All the art that Redrop did for, you know, the beast parts of Kiara, I'm not Kiara, Kama,
right.
And all those other CGs where there was a billion Kamas everywhere.
Yeah,
and
that one was really...
The close-ups of Kama's face where she's kind of like crying a bit at the end. No, they were amazing. Really, really hit it out of the park, and it was really good.
Sure.
I mean, that one flaming Kama expression with the horns and stuff. Like her really
super demon
face. I'm like, wow. I keep on saying, I'm like, that's a cool expression. Like, I kept on talking about it. I'm like, wow, this one's really nice.
Yeah.
But no, a really, really good work. And I
thought the Ooku was pretty, you know, aptly, you know, designed too. I mean, obviously we got a lot of very similar looking corridors and rooms and stuff, but I mean, they did mention, you know, obviously it doesn't look like the regular Ooku, and, you know, we got glimpses of the normal Ooku near the end of the story, you know, it's kind of
the golden rooms and then, that was so cool.
But, you know, instead, a lot of the time they were very pink and, you know...
Yeah, it was like a mist or, like, stuff
everywhere. And, like, I do vaguely remember them saying that there were a lot of, like, Indian decorations.
They did,
which I think is a really cool touch, but it really kind of obviously gives off that more of that, you know, sexy, you know, vibe that they were going for, which I think, like you said, really adds to, in a sense, the maturity of this event and how it fares better than, let's say, Agartha.
Right. I mean, we talked about this while we were streaming several times, that I do think that there's, like, with this Labyrinth event, it is quite tedious. I think everybody who played it knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know, just having to load all the rooms, and the corridor dialogue is fairly similar.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's strange mist, and this door isn't opening.
Yeah, this corridor is very long.
Yeah.
Or especially the one, like, level, I think it was 3? Yeah, the one with all the alcohol or whatever.
Yeah, my head is spinning.
It's like there's rows of drugs in this corridor, and there's more rows of drugs, and even more rows of drugs. Yeah. I sat down on the drugs, and, like, you know, it's like it's all the same, and it can be a bit repetitive.
Yeah. Although, I mean, see, I was thinking to myself, you know, while we were playing, I was like, would this event have been better if they kind of scaled down on the labyrinths, made them smaller, right? But I'm like, but it's a labyrinth and you're supposed to get lost. So, like, you know, like, I can understand, you know, and I feel like we've said this before already, I can understand, you know, why they made them as big as they did.
Right.
But, man, it was rough to get through, and I feel like this is the big downfall of this event.
I mean, I'm not really mad about the size, I think, about this labyrinth. I just think, like, some parts, even when you have short corridors or small rooms, you know, it's always like a 3-node thing, right?
Yeah,
If it's a small room or small whatever, just do 1 or 2 nodes, right? I think that's okay. And because every room had a mandatory 3-node thing, it just was so tedious, right?
Yeah, and you're like, I know this room is not leading anywhere, just go already.
Right, and I think that's something that if they were to do a Labyrinth event again, I think that's something they could at least improve. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to cut down on it, right? Just because I do think, the whole thing about getting lost, or else, some parts of the story don't make sense. You have to purposely, for example, at level 1 or 2, I don't know, go against where you want to go, right, to reach the end, right? That was the whole concept of that level 2, I believe it was. And so if you don't get lost, or if you don't whatever, then it doesn't really fit, right? Or the last level where you have to follow the commas, right, to reach the final place.
But I mean, even on stream though, right, we weren't able to get all of the story sections technically, because I remember off stream you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do the other rooms that I missed, right? Yeah. And then you'd be like, oh, there's a story part.
Well, it'd be those dead end bits.
Yeah, it would be those dead end bits, but the problem was because it was so tedious to get through even just the story ones, right? It took an hour for us to get through one level, just going through, following the guide,
just going through all the
just
maps.
The plain story ones. Yeah. You don't even have time to, read the other ones on stream, and that's kind of, I feel like, what we're kind of getting at, where even though you spend so much time playing, you can't even get to the story nodes.
Yeah.
Even if it's a dead end, because it takes so long to get there. Yeah, because
it's not like the battles are particularly hard or anything.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of battles, and also a lot of rooms, and a lot of 1 AP nodes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
With 2 lines of dialogue, right? Which, like I said, I feel like especially in smaller ones, if the corridor is very long, this middle one right here, right, this one or something, if there's 3 nodes in there, fine, right? But if some are super short, I don't think it really needs it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I will say I do feel like this event gave us enough time to clear it.
Oh yeah, of course, it was 2 weeks long or something.
But still, right? I mean, I think at some point people who might not be that patient with it would feel kind of bored. And, that can be a problem, too, with this part of the game design.
I mean, the thing is, a level opens up every day, so you use your AP and you just go get this stuff. So, I don't really see it being a problem. It's more one of those... It becomes more of a problem if you're, say, rushing the event, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you want to get everything, right?
Yeah.
Then it becomes a long process, right? If you're there's 2 days left to the event, you know what? I'm gonna play the whole event today. Those people, it might be a bit tough.
Yeah.
But if you play it regularly and even casually, it's
you would definitely
fine,
have enough time to do it.
But if you're speed running the event or something, then it might be a bit tough.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if you want to read everything. But if you
I at that point I would just speed run it and read the event afterwards.
But but that's the thing, right? Because even if you try to do that, right? If you sped through all the dialogue, it would still take you an hour to go through the whole map, right? Or maybe not an hour, but maybe half an hour to go through the whole map, right? And that's where it becomes, tedious. But yeah, I mean, overall though, we still very much enjoy. I really like this Labyrinth event a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said yesterday when we mentioned it, I kind of have, you kind of know why they don't really do this again.
Right.
Because of infinite loading screens and, all the problems we just talked about. But, still, as the event itself, it's unique and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was very happy with how many quartz they gave out. So that was very nice. I didn't do a count, but there was quite a few more than other events, because let's say in the new Gura Gura event,
every Gura Gura only gives you one quartz. 1 quartz or 1 Saint quartz. So one Saint quartz.
That's the same thing.
1 Saint quartz or 1 ticket. And it's really...
Yeah.
Really...
So this event was very generous. I also found that, if you went through all the rooms and stuff, you got, mats very easily, which was very nice.
And you got the 5th CE, right? So even if you didn't get a drop, because, sometimes you always have to farm to get that one drop, you got that one too. So, in a sense, I really like how generous this event was too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always explore as much as you want. You don't have to get everything that you get.
That you can
get. Or that you can get. And, that's totally okay. And,
this event doesn't punish you for that.
Yeah, there's some little feeling of adventure almost when you go through all the rooms and you get something new. So that's pretty cool too, I think.
I mean, I would say that, if you don't get all the Hanafuda cards, I feel like, it could be hard.
Command spells are on your side. Who
I know,
cares?
but I was just gonna say it could be harder to speed run this event.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially with Kama at the end there, but otherwise, yeah, this event doesn't really punish you in any way for not clearing everything. And I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah, and background music, I think it's great. I mean, I don't really, nice. I don't really remember if there's anything else besides the one that we're hearing right now, but I feel like this is quite fitting. It's a little bit ominous. It's mysterious, but also definitely. Like kind of foreboding at the same time. But also kind of is nice to listen to. How to say it?
Yeah, I don't want to say that like it sounds like kind of Asian because maybe that's.
I mean, racist, I kind of had that feeling too, but I don't really have much experience listening to that type of music. So
yeah, but anyways,
I do have that feeling as well, right?
It gives off a really, like you said, mysterious vibe, which I think suits this very well because, especially, we're going through this labyrinth blind. It adds that extra element to it, which I mean the music in FGO has always been very effective, and this is par for the course, in my opinion, which is very good.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about anything? Revisit Kama? Is there? I don't know.
I don't have anything else to say about Kama. I think really.
Honestly, I really enjoyed this event, and I know I've said that like 10 times already, but I really enjoyed this event. Much more than not to say that I thought I would. This was one of the big events that I was really waiting for a translation or localization of.
Yeah, right? For sure.
And
for sure.
While we don't, read the translations for JP content, like this one I was just like, I kind of want to experience it for myself, right? Just because like obviously, we played in JP before, we knew about its unique vibe, but I think with the unique vibe, I wanted to experience it with the story, right? And this one, more than all the other things that we've played, I think.
I guess unlike an event, right? It's not like a gag thing.
I mean, I feel like reading, say for example, the story of Summer 3, right? Where you go to day-night cycles and you keep on repeating the week, that type of thing. It's very different just reading the translation of that one versus playing that one and reading it at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of the feeling for this one as well that I want to experience, and I'm very happy that I'm finally able to, right?
Well, yeah, and I mean that's kind of the thing with just playing in a language that you can understand, right?
Well, yeah, I know, but I meant more so like the uniqueness of this event, right? I felt more compelled to experience it than, say a tower one, for example. Like if I had to scale a tower, like I don't really care. Like you could just read the whole thing and it's done, right?
Right.
But for this unique,
like playing it and reading the story,
exactly,
is the experience. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think. You can't really always say that about things like, let's say, Christmas or like a lot of the really heavy farming events. But a lot of times I feel like collab events do a good job of incorporating story and, the gameplay, especially with the freaking, maybe the Requiem event. Like, I mean, I keep talking about...
that's a board game one, right?
That's a board game one. Like, that one I'm still pretty interested in, why it's a board game event, whether or not they just wanted to try something new, or if there's any relevance.
Yeah. Like this one.
Right. But I think it's just because that one is a unique format.
Yeah.
And this one was too, right? And I think that kind of makes it different than, let's say, it's Gilfest again. It's, it's Christmas. Ho, 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 Christmas.
Yeah, where's my best nodes to farm, like, the
XX mat.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we can talk about the new event to come.
Sure. I mean, the new event that we will definitely be streaming will be the Case Files collab, should be end of April if it's anything like the JP schedule.
Yep.
And we'll definitely be streaming that But otherwise, hang on, before we talk about that, I think that's pretty much it for our thoughts on the Ooku event, right? And yeah.
We clearly enjoyed it, and I will likely play it again when it comes back to get the quartz.
Yeah, definitely. What is the new characters coming? The new characters coming for the Case Files event is Rhaenys, Astria, and
well, I mean, she's technically not called Rhaenys, she's Sima
oh,
Yi.
Sima Yi.
Yeah.
Astria or Luvia, and also Grey.
Yes.
From the Case Files.
Lord
El Malloy, the second
Case Files.
Yeah, that one. But anyways, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it will ever come back on JP. Sometimes they do the thing where when it runs on NA, sometimes they will bring it back on JP.
I keep on hearing from people online say that they're going to rerun the event, but I don't know. We haven't really heard anything
yet.
Yeah,
so, but I mean, they've done it before. I believe with, I think it was like Journey to the West or something.
Oh.
When it came to NA, like right before that, they had the rerun on JP, and like, you know.
Hey, that's an event we just remembered about.
Yeah.
Slot it in.
And same with, I think, like the Seraph rerun. I think it was around a similar period when we first got Seraph on NA. So yeah, I mean, maybe we will get the Case Files event rerun in JP. Of course, if it doesn't, then too bad. Then this might be the only time to get Grey. So definitely get her. She's pretty great.
I don't think you need anything besides the Fuyuki clear, but
no,
you might need to check.
I don't.
Usually
think so.
Collab events
they usually don't
are
need
just
anything
clear.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
raid Barbados. Just do it.
World's Collab is definitely happening at the end of April. I forgot about the World's Collab. There's time for a rerun before that.
I definitely think so. I mean,
that World's Collab, I totally like scraped it out of my mind.
Yeah, the Akihabara event is also ending soon.
Right.
So you know, if you need a tower climb, you should do that.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like tower climbing, I don't blame you. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. Oh yeah, so we'll be having a Guda Guda rerun in the meantime before that, as well as having the pre-release banner, I think. With
Waiver. Oh, Waiver! Oh!
Maybe you could use the rest of the quartz that you didn't use today on Waiver, but anyways.
I'm gonna... my free 5-star. I don't know.
True. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up our discussion for today. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we were talking about, you know what, there's obviously reruns happening, and with, you know, these new, these new missions that we got, these interlude missions, I'm like, maybe we can read some interludes, because, like...
I mean, I know we've said that before, though,
I know we've said that before either, too, but, like, I have so many interludes to read, and because we have those missions now, I just feel like, here's the incentive to finally read them. Like, geez, I've got so many. I've got 67 here to read.
Well, you've got quarter AP.
There's quarter AP campaign.
That's
when
your
did that
incentive.
happen? Oh, it was the 13 million downloads.
Yeah, log in every day for those 10 tickets.
Well, anyways, because of the rerun, we were thinking, okay, maybe we can read some interludes if everybody would be interested in that. And yeah, because especially next year, it's just gonna be like a whole bunch of reruns, and it's just like,
yeah.
And so, yeah.
Oh, you should exchange your
my
Babylonia ticket.
Yeah, I don't really know what I want, to be honest.
Oh, okay,
but, I'm not really concerned. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, that's something we might do in the meantime, in between the events. I mean, I still need to play Guda Guda to get my Roma to NP5, but yeah, I got the Dark Lady of the Sith. Oh, congrats! 2 of them in 1 round. It never happened before. Wow, really? Congrats! NP2 in 1 go. That is very good luck.
I mean, I know a lot of people were saying that MHX comes back.
MHXA, right?
MHXA comes back after Space Ishtar.
Does she?
Like, I know she comes back, like, later this year, so you can roll for her later this year, but,
I'm kind of surprised that she has two banners, so, in a sense, so close together.
Well, I guess it makes sense to put it around Space Ishtar for Saber Wars,
of course,
especially if you're, collecting Saber faces, or you're into that, the servant universe stuff. Yeah.
But, I had no idea she was coming back so soon.
Yeah, actually, if we have time, I know this is going to be a while from now, if we have time before Saber Wars, I feel like I really need to refresh on
the Saber
Wars material. So I think it's Saber Wars,
and then there's Valentine's. Oh man, that one I just skipped.
So I feel like we could read those again.
I don't want to.
I'll read them then, even though I don't love them either.
I mean, but, we probably should.
I because I feel like, this is Saber Wars 2, like, I should reacquaint myself with it, right?
It's MHX it's MHX who comes back, so not MHXA. MHXA's Return Saber Wars 2 rerun. Okay, so it is MHX, not MHXA. Okay, so you did remember correctly.
I actually said it wrong, but
okay, well, whatever.
But I was somehow right.
Do we have her? No, we don't. We don't have any
I have her.
You have MHX. Oh, GSSR!
I got her from the GSSR.
I'm like, when? I'm like, I know for a fact you did not roll for her.
I got her, and I got Saber Astolfo
in
January.
Right. And I just got double Moriarty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, Moriarty again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
I need to level up her skills, actually.
I do like her. I think her eating a bunch of snacks is really funny, but, like,
I thought the first time I used her, like, when we, started playing JP and she wasn't out on NA yet, I was like, she's so funny, like, she, like, literally, like, Sith powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but, yeah.
But, I mean, I already broke my saving for Kama. I'm not planning on breaking it till June, so...
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Too bad. Is Berserker good? I mean, I would assume she's pretty okay. I mean, at least she'll have some firepower. I don't really know too much about her since I haven't really used her much, to be honest.
I just know her crits kind of hurt, but I haven't used her much.
To be honest, I can only think about that one challenge quest or something with MHXA where she just eats her enemies and gains buffs. That's all I can think of.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this goes without saying. If you can support your servants properly, anybody can really be good.
Mash and, I don't know, Merlin or something. Just don't let them
die.
I
mean, maybe Scotty, right? At this point.
Is she a quick servant?
Yeah. Oh. I'm quite sure she is.
I think so too, actually.
Yeah. But anyways, if you're rolling for MHXA, good luck.
And for Kama, because I think she's leaving later today, like after the reset. Next reset.
Well, in like 22 hours, I guess.
And if you're rolling for Kiara and what's her face, Scheherazade don't leave for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, I mean they came afterwards, so usually the second banner.
If you are planning on rolling for any of them, I wish you luck.
Yeah.
And if you're rolling for who's Okitan?
Oh, true. Yeah, Okitan.
She's coming back.
We will be rolling for Izo, so I mean,
only tickets though.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna stream that just because.
I mean, who knows? Like, if we do our interludes, we could totally just ticket.
True. Yeah. Izo. I mean, I might throw quartz at him because, like, I just want one.
Yeah, no, I just want one copy of Izo.
Ideally NP2, but it's like I'll take one.
I'll take one. Yeah. I'll take one out, and I'll be happy with that.
And then same with Mori, and then like I'm ready for LB4.
Yeah. But anyway, actually, I really want to throw like a roll at least on the Case Files banner.
Yeah, I know.
That was a really good show. Anyways,
it was. Yeah,
I think that's.
I'm really excited to see Rhaenys in the story.
Me too.
She's a sassy child too. So, and Luvia, she's a really fun character.
Yeah, I really want Astria a lot.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see them in the next event. Well, that will be reading. Technically, it's not the next event, but and yeah,
I think that's pretty much it. It's a definitely a much shorter stream today than our previous ones that ran for 3-4 hours.
But we still managed to talk about Ooku for about an hour, so yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, I guess that's where we sign off. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Like I said, we'll be back definitely with case files, hopefully with interludes, and if not, well, we'll figure something out. Yeah. And yeah, if you have, or yeah, if you're gonna be rolling for those new servants, oh my voice, what happened? If you're gonna be rolling for those new servants, we wish you luck, and I hope you have a great day, great night, wherever you are. Stay safe, and yeah, we'll be back with more FGO kinda soonish, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, until then, we'll see each other next time. Bye bye.